Morning. Okay, good morning. So for today, we will discuss one of the circuit analysis technique, specifically the mesh or Maxwell loop current method. So when we say mesh, um, it is a property of planar circuit defined as a loop that does not contain any other loop within it. So, mesh, ibig sabihin, by this definition, you can only apply um, Maxwell mesh loop analysis or method if you have a planar circuit. When we say a planar circuit, it is one that can be drawn in a plane with no branches crossing one another. Pag merong um, branches na cross to each other, therefore it will become a non-planar circuit. So on the um, right side of the screen, you have an example of planar circuit and non-planar circuit. So on the lower portion of example, you have a planar circuit. So basically, by visual, there is branches crossing each other. But if you will stretch the 5 ohms and 6 ohms on the outside portion of the circuit, uh, walang magkakaroon ng uh, branches na magko-cross to one another. But on the top of the example, yung non-planar circuit, even if you stretch 13 ohms on the outside part of the circuit, hindi pa rin matatanggal yung mga branches that will cross to each other. Like yung 9 ohms, 6 ohms, 10 ohms, 2 ohms, 7 ohms, 3 ohms, 8 ohms. As well as yung 1 and 5 ohms. So, yun. So, again, apply lang yung Maxwell or mesh loop current method if you have a planar circuit. A planar circuit, ito yung circuit that there is no branches crossing each other. So in this method, the loop current or the mesh current is considered instead of the branch current. So dito, we are talking about the loop current. And this method was formulated by James Clerk Maxwell. He is considered the founder of the modern field of electrical engineering. And this method is also a complement on the nodal analysis. The current in different meshes are assigned continuous paths so that they do not split at the junction into a branch current. So Kirchhoff's kasi 'di ba ang current is nag-i-split in a junction. So dito ang pinag-uusapan natin is a continuous path na ang current or yung loop current hindi may split at the junction. So let's say you have this one um, in in Kirchhoff's method, we assign current sa bawat loop. So let's say this is IAB. And this one, yung current sa 2 ohms is IDE. And yung current sa 3 ohms na nakaseries sa E2, it is IAG. And yung current sa 4 ohms is IBC. And current sa 5 R5 is IEF. Applying the KCL at node B, IAB is equal to IBE plus IBC. So, at node E, IBE is equal to IEG plus IEF. Okay. And applying the KVL at loop 1, this is your loop 1. Huwag niyo munang titingnan yung mesh current. So, 1, 2, so starting with E1, applying the KVL at loop 1, you have negative E1 plus IAB times R1 plus IBC times R4 equal to 0. If you arrange the equation, IAB times R1 plus IBC R4 equal to positive E1, equation 1. And now the KVL at loop 2, the middle independent path, let's say starting with R4, the voltage across R4 is negative IBC times R4 plus IBE R2 plus IEF R5. Equal to 0. Equation 2. KVL at loop 3, starting with R5, the voltage across R5 is negative IEF times R5 plus IEG R3 plus A2 equal to 0. So if you arrange the equation, you have IEF R5 plus minus minus IEG R3 equal to E2. That is your equation 3. What if we assign I A B equal to I1? Okay. And BE equal to I2. And IEG equal to I3. So from equation 1 to equation 2, let us retain IA, IA, and BC, and EG. So, um, from equation 1, the IEB becomes I1, R1, this is PE. And we replace now BC in terms of IAB, BE, and BG. Where is that? BC. Yun. So, IBC is equal to IAB, but IB is I1 minus IBE, but IBE is I2. So substitute IBC into equation 1. Plus I1 minus I2 times R4. What's this R4? Equal to A1. So distribute R4, then combine similar terms. I1, R1 plus R4 minus I2, R4 equal to E1. This is now your equation number 4. So substitute IBC and IEF into equation 2. IEF is equal to IBE. IBE is I2. minus IEG, but IEG is I3 into equation 2. Negative IBC, but IBC is I1 minus I2 times R4 plus IBE. IBE is I2 R2 plus IEF. IEF is I2 minus I3 times R5. Yan, 5. Equal to 0. So distribute R4 and R5, then combine similar terms, arrange the equation in order. You have negative I1 R4, negative, negative, so plus I2 R2 plus R4 plus R5 minus I3 R5 equal to 0. Ito yung magsaserve as equation 5. And for equation 3, you substitute IEF and IEG. But what is IEG? IEG is I3. So, into equation 3. So IEF is I2 minus I3 times R5 minus IEG, but IEG is I3 times R3 equal to A2. So if you distribute anong negative ito? Wait lang. So if you distribute R5, then combine similar terms. So you have I2 R5 minus I3 R3 plus R5 equal to E2. But if you multiply the whole equation by the negative sign, you will have negative E2 R5 plus plus I3 R3 plus R5 equal to negative E2. This will serve as your equation 6. So, if you analyze equation 4, 5, and 6, you have three equations with three unknowns. And this one is what they call the systematic way in identifying the Maxwell loop current equation. So, by observation, meron kang product of the mesh current and the summation of resistance around the loop minus the adjacent uh, mesh current times yung common resistance or mutual resistance equal to the voltages or voltage source. So the voltage is positive if it is a voltage rise and negative if it is voltage drop. So ito yung simplified or systematic way on how to determine the mesh loop current equation by inspection. Again, number one, you have a product of the mesh current, the loop, and a self-resistance of a mesh, meaning the sum of all resistance in a loop, minus the product of the adjacent mesh current and the mutual resistance between the meshes, and equate the equation to zero kung walang voltage sa loop na yon. But if there is a voltage source present in the loop, all the equation must be equated to the voltage supply by the voltage source connected around the loop. And again, this voltage is taken positive if it is a voltage rise and negative if it is a voltage. And this equation can be arranged into matrix method by Ohm's law. Voltage is equal to R times I. Let us apply the systematic arrangement. So, loop 1, this loop, meaning on the path D, A, B, C, D. Okay? Systematic, pag sinabing systematic, number one, you have a mesh current. Let's say, yung array, inassign nating mesh current at this loop, B, A, B, C, D is I1. So I1 times the sum of resistance around loop 1, R1 plus R4, minus, let's say, yung inassign nating mesh current on CBEF is I2. So, minus I2 times yung common resistance, which is R4. Okay. Wala namang voltage. Ayun, meron. Voltage source around loop 1, equate it into the voltage source. If it is a voltage rise, it is positive. So, E1. For the KVL at loop 2, ito yung sa C, B, E, F, C. Ken, yung inassign nating current doon is I2. So, I2 times resistance around loop 2, R4, R2, and R5. Minus the adjacent mesh current, I sub 3, I sub 1, times the common resistance, R4. And another common resistance is at R5. So minus the adjacent mesh current, let's say yung inassign nating mesh current at loop F, E, G, H is I3. So I3 times R5. Then wala namang voltage source at loop 2, equate to 0. So if you arrange the equation, you have negative I1 R4 plus I2 R2 plus R4 plus R5 minus I3 R5 equal to 0. That is your equation. And for the KVL at loop 3, ito yung sa F, E, G, H, F. So the assigned mesh current there is I3. So I3 times the resistance, the sum of resistance around loop 3, R3, and R5. Minus the adjacent mesh current, I3, I2 I mean, times the common resistance, which is R5, equal to the voltage source. Yung voltage source E2, meron siyang voltage drop. So, minus E2. So, if we will arrange the equation in order, you have a negative I2 R5 plus I3 R3 plus R5 equal to negative E2. So in matrix form, you have R1 plus R4, like that is the coefficient of I1. Then you have negative R4, that is the coefficient of I2. Then wala kang coefficient for I3. And for the equation 2, you have negative R4 for the coefficient of I1. And coefficient of I2 is R2 plus R4 plus R5. And coefficient of I sub 3 is R5. And for equation 3, coefficient of I1 is 0. Coefficient of I2 is negative R5. And coefficient of I3 is R3 plus R5. So that is the R from the equation V is equal to IR. So, ito yung R mo. You multiply it by the matrix I1, I2, and I3. So this is consistent with the R matrix. So on the first column, yun ang coefficient of R sub 1. Second column is the coefficient of I2. And the third column is the coefficient of I3. Equal to the voltage. So yun ang magsaserve as your constant. So E1, 0, and negative A. Question po? Question? Let's move. Again, yung mesh loop current equation can be done using this technique. The product of the mesh current, the loop, and the mesh and the self resistance of a mesh minus the product of the adjacent mesh current and the mutual resistance, and equate the equation to 0 if there is no voltage source around the loop. And if there is a voltage source present, equate the equation into the voltage supply by the voltage source connected around the loop. Again, positive kapag voltage rise and negative kapag voltage drop. And this is a special case for the mesh current. So, magkakaroon ka ng special case. Case 1, when one mesh, equate the mesh current. Case 2, when the current source exists between two meshes, apply super mesh. A super mesh is created by excluding the current source and any elements connected in series with it. So again, when a current source exists between two meshes, apply super mesh. And when we say super mesh, it is created by excluding the current source and any element connected in series with it. And these are the properties of super mesh. The current source in the super mesh is not disregarded. Nandun pa rin siya. It provides a constraint equation necessary to solve the mesh current. That is why, di ba, on the Kirchhoff's law, kapag may current source, hindi tayo nag-KVL doon. So, this super mesh provides constraint equation. And super mesh has no current on its own. Wala yung N. Wait lang. And a super mesh requires the application of both KVL and KCL. Okay. Find VO and IO in the circuit using the mesh analysis. So let us assign this one as your mesh current I sub 1 in this loop, I sub 2, and this loop naman is I sub 3. So there is a current source present on loop 1. From case 1, sabi niya, if current is present on the periphery of one mesh, equate the mesh current to the current source and taking into consideration the flow of the current source. So in this case, the direction of I sub 1 and 6 amperes is the same. Then one of the constraint equation is I1 is equal to 6 amperes. So kapag nagkataon na, let's say, etong 6 amperes na yan, yung direction niya ganito. So yung direction of 6 amperes and I sub 1 is oppositely directed. Then I sub 1 is equal to negative 6 amperes. Okay, so since we know the value of I sub 1, no need to apply KVL at loop 1. And there is a current source in between two independent mesh. So kapag ganon, ang sabi, case 2, you apply super mesh. So apply now KVL at super mesh. That is enclosing the loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3. Enclosing loop 2 and loop 3. So applying the systematic arrangement in formulating the mesh loop current, you have I sub 2 times 2 plus 8 I sub 3. So on this part, yung merong adjacent mesh current or common element is 2 ohms. So meron kang negative 2 I sub 1. So dito sa part na to, wala naman mesh, adjacent mesh, and wala ka ring voltage source, so equal to 0. So, but I sub 1 is equal to 6. So, you have 2 I sub 2 plus 8 I sub 3 minus 2 times 6 equal to 0. So, you have 2 I sub 2 plus 8 I sub 3 equal to 12. So, you can divide the whole equation by 2. Divisible by 2 naman kasi lahat yung coefficient. So, I2 plus 4 I sub 3 equal to 6. This one will serve as your equation 1. Okay. For another constraint equation is I-O over 4 is equal to I2 minus I3. And I-O is equal to I1 minus I2. But I1 is 6, so I0 is 6 minus I sub 2. Therefore, for your constraint equation, you have 6 minus I sub 2 over 4 is equal to I2 minus I3. So multiply the whole equation by 4. You have 6 minus I sub 2 equal to 4 I2 minus I3. Distribute yung 4. So, 4 I2 minus 4 I3. Transpose I2, then combine with 4I2. Meron kang 5 I2 minus 4 I3 equal to 6. That is your equation 2. Question po? So, tanong, paano nagkaroon ng ganitong constraint equation? So, at this node, dyan, pwede kang mag-apply ng KCL. KCL. Node A. Kaya lang, you have to determine yung mga current na dadaan sa node A or lalabas sa node A. Since I1 is continuous current na hindi magi-split at node A sa dito sa portion na to. So, ito ngayon is I1. Dito naman, the continuous current is the loop current I sub 2. Ibig sabihin, ang nandito is I sub 2. Okay? This portion naman, let's say node B, yung na-assign na loop current or continuous current at this portion na to, is I sub 3. So, continuous current, I sub 3, yung current dyan is I sub 3. Ngayon, tingnan mo yung sa KCL at node A. At node A, you have I1 entering, leaving yung I2 at saka yung I0. Okay? KCL at node B, 6, sorry, not 6, I0 over 4 node B, I0 over 4 is leaving. Leaving din si I3 at entering si I2. So, I0 over 4 is equal to I2, pag tinranspose mo yung I3, minus I sub